Brought to you by Penguin.
Under a Pink Sky, a mother's story of love, loss, and the power of forgiveness, by Esther Ghey with Ghey Longworth. Read by Victoria G, with the prologue and epilogue read by the author.
Prologue. So tell me, what was Brianna like? Laura Koonsberg wasn't the first to ask me that question. I am almost always being asked what Brianna was like when I'm being interviewed, and it always gives me this startling millisecond of a moment that makes me feel like I no longer know where I am in the world. It is like the moment when I wake up each morning and open my eyes to the unbearable truth that I must survive in a world in which my child has been murdered. So tell me, what was Brianna like? It is not only the past tense in that question that catches me, it is the enormity of it as well. The universe blinks, a vastness opens up, and I teeter on the edge of a black hole that sits deep in my heart. But I breathe, and I focus, and I force my feet to feel the floor, and I start to respond. However many times I have managed to pull a reply out of my broken heart, I have never yet been able to fully answer it. I know what I've said in a multitude of interviews, and I know what I haven't. I've said she was absolutely full of life. She was such a character. She was really outgoing. She was strikingly beautiful. She was strong. She was witty. She was sassy as hell. She loved to be on TikTok. She loved the likes. She brushed off the hate. She was the life and soul of the party. She was unforgettable. She loved attention. She was sharp-tongued. She was fierce. She was fearless. She was a good listener. She loved her pink fluffy pyjamas. She loved the dogs. She was perfectly manicured to the very tips of her exceptionally long nails. She was one of a kind. She was flamboyant. She was fashionable. All of those answers are true, but they are not the whole truth. It is important that we don't speak ill of the dead, but it is equally important that we don't see them only through rose-tinted glasses, because to understand Brianna's death, you must understand her life. It is, I am sorry to say, also true that my fashionable, flamboyant child sometimes wouldn't tidy her room and lived in squalor and filth. Sometimes my strikingly beautiful baby wouldn't brush her teeth for days. The perfectly manicured Brianna sometimes refused to wash. The outgoing Brianna sometimes couldn't leave the house. The life and soul of the party spent her last Christmas alone. The fearless Brianna had never, until the day that she was killed, taken a bus on her own, and yet she would walk the halls of school, resplendent in a wig, false eyelashes, painted talons, live streaming on her beloved pink phone, talking back to anyone who told her she couldn't. Someone sent a friend of hers a text asking, "Who is this Brianna strutting around the school as if she owns the place? Who indeed?" Brianna was born on the 7th of November 2006. She was not given the name Brianna when I gave birth to her. In fact, she was named Brett. She was my second child, and she was a boy. I know that this is incredibly hard for some to comprehend, and I understand that, I do. However, for me, for us as a family who knew and loved her deeply and unconditionally, when the transition happened for Brianna, it was perhaps one of the easiest parts of her short life. That's not to say that transitioning is uncomplicated, but as you will hear in this audiobook, Brianna's took place within a maelstrom of mental health problems, isolation, anxiety, an eating disorder, bouts of self-harm and chronic screen addiction. So from my perspective as her mother, Brett becoming Brianna was the most positive part of that troubled time. I am only telling this story because she cannot, so I am extremely aware of the need to get this right.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?